And find out who more than 1 million Arizonans voted for to do business with in more than 250 business and lifestyle categories. For more info, go to azbigmedia.com and get your copy today.
The information and opinions you hear on this radio show are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of KFNX, its affiliates, management, or advertisers.
Good morning and welcome to Pain Management Arizona. I'm Bob Biller. I'm a licensed massage therapist, neuromuscular trigger point specialist, pain management specialist, and owner of New Serenity Massage in Peoria and Phoenix. I'm here with you every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. right here on 1100 a.m. KFNX. I'm also streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Pain Management Arizona. I specialize in therapeutic massage with trigger point therapy. Not just basic massage. This is real lasting pain relief for headaches, back pains, migraines, shoulder pain, hip pain, sciatic pain, numbness, and much more. I have two locations in the Valley, Peoria at about 94th Drive and Thunderbird in the Avenues, just off the 101 freeway, and Sonoran Life Solutions counseling offices, and at Urban Wellness in downtown Phoenix on 7th Street between Thomas and McDowell. A 1-hour session with me for therapeutic massage is only $50, which is about half the price of what the big chain massage places are charging for a basic Swedish massage. Visit painmanagementarizona.com for more information on how to book an appointment at both locations, or go to I'llFixYou.com, where you'll also find free stretching charts, ebooks, coupons, discounts, and you can get gift cards. They're e-gift cards. You just put in who you want to send them to, and it sends them right to their email. One of the main points I try to get across in my show is that pharmaceutical pain management has become a serious crisis in this country. Most pain issues can be resolved by simply releasing the knots in the muscle that are irritating the nerve causing the pain. Most painkillers do more harm than good because they block pain signals, and you are not even aware that you're injuring yourself worse because you do not feel the pain. Pain is the way your body tells you to stop what you're doing because you're injuring yourself. In recent years, opioid pain medications have been severely overprescribed to patients, and appropriate warnings about these medications were not provided when they were prescribed. The really startling fact is recently 80% of all opioid painkillers produced worldwide have been being consumed by Americans. America only makes up 5% of the world's population, and we've been eating up 80% of the world's supply of these powerful painkillers. Most other countries in the world only give these powerful painkillers in hospitals to people with major trauma or end of life to relieve their pain. Here in the United States, they've been giving out opioids like candy. Recently, there was over 300 million prescriptions for opioid painkillers written in just 1 year in the United States. America only has 329 million people. That's like one bottle of pills for every man, woman, and child in our country. And pain medications do not treat the cause of the pain. They only mask the symptoms. Therapeutic massage with trigger point therapy is safe, natural, and gentle. And it's a great way to relieve pain without the need for medications. By gently finding and releasing knots in the muscles that are irritating the nerve, causing the pain goes away, even decades old pain. I've had people that have had the same pain issues for 10, 20, 30, even 40 years that had gotten no relief. Trigger points are knots in the muscle. We develop knots in the muscle when a muscle is held tight for long periods of time, over tightened suddenly, or impacted. Because muscles are made up of fibers. Like when you tear apart a piece of chicken, it comes apart in little strings. Those little strings are muscle fibers. A knot in the muscle is a continuously contracted fiber in the muscle that stops blood flow because blood can't flow through a tight muscle. Once a fiber gets a knot, the other fibers around it start getting stuck too because they're connected to the one that's all knotted up. You soon develop a cluster of knots, and when a knot is wrapped around or up against a nerve, it sends random signals up or down that nerve, causing you to feel pain or sensations in a different part of your body along that nerve path. Kind of like when you plug a speaker wire into something and then you hear this buzz or coming over the speaker. That's similar what's happening with your nervous system, because your nervous system is the electrical system of your body. It can also send signals down to a muscle, causing a cramp. Doctors often misdiagnose referred pain from trigger points as things like sciatica, carpal tunnel syndrome, bursitis, and many other conditions. I've had several people that had come to me telling me, "Oh, I was diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome. I'm scheduled for surgery." And I'm like, well, let's take a look at those muscles in the neck and see what's really going on. I get the knots released, and all of a sudden, hey, the tingling in the fingers went away, the numbness went away, the pain goes away. And they're seriously considering not getting the surgery because apparently they didn't actually have carpal tunnel syndrome. I did know a girl that I worked with once. She had dated a carpal tunnel surgeon. This guy did not diagnose the carpal tunnel syndrome, but he's the guy that did the cutting. And he told her in confidence that 80% of the people, 8 out of 10, as soon as he'd cut their wrist open, he would see they don't actually have carpal tunnel syndrome. And he couldn't tell them because he was afraid he'd be sued. And so now this person's, he'd finished the surgery, say, I hope everything works out for you. And now they got a whole new set of problems. They got to heal up from a surgery they didn't need, and they still got the tight muscles in the side of their neck that are pressing on the nerve. And it's really, really scary in some cases. I had another lady that I was working on a couple years ago. I asked her towards the end of the massage if there's anywhere else she wanted me to focus on, in the last 10 minutes or so. And she said, oh, could you work on my shoulder? Because I have bursitis in my shoulder. She could not lift her arm above her shoulder. As soon as the elbow came up past the shoulder, she was in extreme pain. And I started checking the muscles out around the shoulder, underneath the armpit area, and on the teres minor muscle, she had this big knot. And I put gentle pressure on it, got it to release. And all of a sudden, she could wave her arm over her head with no pain, no discomfort whatsoever. Increased her range of motion, got rid of her pain. And that's just scary because, bursitis is one of those things where they tell you, guess what? You're going to be on medication for the rest of your life, to handle the pain. And it gets pretty scary, and a trigger point in contact with a nerve often mimics the symptoms of a very long list of common and chronic ailments. Neuromuscular trigger point therapy gently and naturally releases the knot in the muscle, taking pressure off the nerve, causing the pain to go away. I've had hundreds of amazing successes relieving chronic pain and numbness, and I have a 98% success rate relieving or completely eliminating pain and numbness issues, often in one session, even after the client's doctors and specialists did not know how to help them or what was really wrong with them. And again, I do have 2 locations that I can work on yet in the valley. Peoria is at about 94th Drive in Thunderbird. That's out in the avenues. It's just off the 101 freeway at Sonoran Life Solutions Counseling Offices, a beautiful office. They do counseling and therapy sessions, group, individual, and family counseling. And at Urban Wellness here in Phoenix. It's on 7th Street between Thomas and McDowell. It's another great location for more natural alternatives to better lifestyle and pain management. Plus, they have yoga classes and meditation classes there. It's another great place. They're just going to be opening pretty soon a plant-based restaurant. I believe it's called City Farms Cafe. Great place there. We just had their Christmas party last month there. I got to see the inside of the restaurant before it opens. A beautiful place. And visit my website at painmanagementarizona.com for more information on how to book at both locations, or go to I'llfixyou.com, where you also find free stretching charts, ebooks, coupons, discounts, and you can send gift cards to family or friends or to yourself. And you can also book at the Peoria office, um, right directly from the site. Just click on it. There's a button that says book at Peoria location. You click on that, it'll show you what times and days are available, and you can pick when you want to come in and see me. I am open pretty much 7 days a week. One of the other locations, the Peoria location, I am not there on Wednesdays. I do have an acupuncturist that is going to be a guest on my show coming up in the next couple of weeks. She uses my office on Wednesdays. And one of the things I do try to, stress with people, and I shouldn't really say stress. I do communicate with people while I'm doing a massage, to make sure it's very gentle, not painful, is what you're doing in your daily life that's causing the muscles to get knotted up, that are causing your headaches, migraines, back pain, etc. And one of the big offenders is cell phones, because we're always staring down at our cell phones. I don't tell people not to use your phones. I use my phone all the time too. I'm just saying, try to hold your phone higher up, hold it around shoulder level, because your head weighs 10 to 12 pounds. And when your neck is straight, all your muscles around your shoulders and your neck have to do is balance your head so it doesn't just flop over on you. But once you start looking down a little bit at a cell phone, at a book, at things on your desk, gravity is now grabbing onto your face and trying to pull your head down. So all the muscles around your neck and shoulders start tightening up to resist gravity. And now with the torque, it's like your head weighs 27 pounds. If you're holding your phone or a book down by your chest and looking way down at it, that's an extra 60 pounds of torque that your muscles are flexing to resist. And that's going to start getting fibers stuck in the tight position. And then you're going to have irritation on the nerve, and it's going to send signals up into your head that's going to tell your head you have a headache. Because what you're getting is a fake signal. Like I mentioned with the speaker wire, getting that hum or buzz coming across the wire, and that speaker it's not music, it's not sound, it's just this buzz. That's really what's happening with your nervous system, and the brain doesn't know what to make of it. So to protect you, it's going to tell you it's one of 5 things. It's going to be burning, itching, tingling, numbness, or pain. If it's a very mild irritation, it's going to be tingling or itching. If it's a more severe irritation, it's going to be pain. If it's real bad, it's going to be burning, because what do you do when something burns? You immediately reverse direction. And that's your body is giving you cues to try to protect you. And if it's completely cutting off the signal, it's going to be numbness. And I've actually had some really great success with peripheral neuropathy. I've had about a dozen people so far that had come into me. Peripheral neuropathy is where someone loses feeling in a foot or below the knee or in a hand, or just has constant tingling or pins and needle type of feeling. It's very common with people that have gone through chemotherapy to end up with peripheral neuropathy in the legs, and a lot of diabetics. And I have found that there is a lot of muscular tension in different areas of the leg that are on specific nerves along the sciatic nerve. And by releasing those, I've actually completely restored feeling in several people that had a numb limb for, one person was 10 years, one person was 16 years, one person was over 20 years, that they had no feeling in their foot. And the medical community has not figured out any kind of cure for this. That's why they suffered with it for so long. But definitely check out my website. Again, you can go to painmanagementarizona.com, or easier to remember, I'llfixyou.com. And check out my website. A lot of great information on there about trigger points, trigger point therapy. And I've got a lot of great stretching charts. Stretching is awesome. Stretching, yoga, these activities warm up your muscles, get them loosened up so you can do your day's activities. Even if you work at a desk all day, stretching, doing a little 5-minute stretching routine when you're getting out of bed in the morning is incredible. If anybody's ever had a dog or a cat, what is the first thing they do when they wake up? They stretch. If you go to the zoo, you see the lions, the tigers, and the bears. When they wake up, the first thing they do, they stretch. It's a natural instinct, but we as human beings are too smart for that. We don't follow our natural instincts. We might give one little stretch, but animals, they stretch their front legs, back legs, stretch their back, then they do dog and cat stuff. We need to do the same thing before we do people stuff. Not even if it's, going to exercise or physical exertion or anything like that. Just to do our daily activities, it will keep your muscles much healthier. Another great thing to do is stay hydrated. Once you get thirsty, you're already dehydrated because that's your body trying to give you signals. Hey, get some fluids in you. So you need to really drink half your body weight in ounces per day. And in the summertime or when it's hot, or if you're doing a lot of physical activity, step it up even higher. But minimum, even if you're in the air conditioning all day, half your body weight in ounces a day. Great way to keep things hydrated. Again, there's a whole bunch of great stretching charts on my website, I'llFixYou.com, on the extra stuff page. Check it out. It's got great sketches of the people, in a position of a stretch, the muscles highlighted that it's targeting. So it will give you a good look at what, that you'll see the muscle on the back that's in the area where you're feeling your pain. Stretching will not get rid of the knots that are causing your pain. That's what I'm here for. You come to my office, come in for an appointment. Again, I only charge $50 per hour. I do have coupons and discounts. If you want to check out my website, I have $10 off your first visit in most cases at the Peoria office, and a few other different discounts. I also have a contest I'm running. If you want to enter the contest to win a free hour massage, you just send an email to painmanagementarizona@gmail. Just put contest in the subject line. Give me your name. You won't get any spam emails. You'll only get an email back if you win or if you have questions. And our December winner was Crystal from Illinois. She actually lives in Chicago, but has family down here, so she said she's going to use that when she comes down to visit. And the Urban Wellness as well is really a great location to go. It's actually right around the corner here from the studio. It's right there on 7th Street. And I do have appointments available, like I said, pretty much 7 days a week. A lot of times I'll take Wednesdays off, but you can call either of the numbers on the website, or you can book on the website, and we will get you in and get your pain issues figured out. Because if you were told you have to live with the pain, you probably don't. The stuff I work on is very specific. It does not show up on x-rays. It does not show up on MRIs. Unless you have had an MRI and have a bulging disc, herniated disc, compressed disc, or degenerative disc, or injuries on the spine, I can normally relieve the pain completely, or at least get you some relief. Even if you have one of those conditions like the bulging disc and told you have sciatica, just getting the tension off the muscles that are pulling the vertebrae so tightly together does give you a lot of relief. We can increase range of motion. Just had a lady the other day. She couldn't even turn her head to the left, and I worked on her for the hour. We got done, and she was just amazed that she could turn her head to both sides without pain, and the range of motion had greatly increased, because so much of what's going on in our bodies is because of the knots in the muscles. We all get knots in the muscles. You can probably grab your own shoulder or the side of your neck, and you'll feel hard spots in the muscle. A muscle should be soft and smooth always. And like I mentioned, my technique is very gentle. I never grind elbows into anybody, just like they teach you in massage school to do. You just put your elbow in there and put some weight on it. That is overkill. And it's not as precise as what I do. when a person comes to me and tells me what their issue is, I know which muscles I need to check because I know where the nerves are running through the muscles and going to which parts of the body. Because a lot of times it's really fascinating that where you're feeling the pain is nowhere near where the problem actually is, such as upper back pain right between your shoulder blades, is tense or have pain there. That's normally going to be tight muscles in your chest, the upper pectoralis major. That's your hug muscle. That's the muscle that brings your arm across the front of your chest. When that muscle's tight, it's holding your shoulders just turned inward just a little bit, and it's constantly stretching the back muscles, so the back muscles get knotted up and sore. So somebody comes to me and says, "Oh, I have upper back pain. I need you to work on my upper back." I tell them, "Well, we probably need to work on your chest to get that pain to go away," and it normally does. If you have pain that's running down the back of your leg, it's going to be more in the hip area, as well as low back pain. If you have pain in the center of your low back, that's normally the piriformis muscle by the hip. That's a muscle that the sciatic nerve on a lot of people goes right through the middle of that muscle. Everybody else, it's right up underneath it. So when that muscle gets tight, it will give you referred pain as back pain or pain down your leg or even foot pain. And that's where I differ from doctors. Doctors, you go in, you say, I have symptoms A, B, C. They're going to diagnose you with D, E, F, and they're going to prescribe X, Y, Z because that's what's been written down before them. They don't palpate the body. They don't feel what's going on with you. They said this equals this equals this. With me, you come in, you say, I have these symptoms. I'm going to say, okay, let's get you on the table, start the massage, and I'm going to find where these problems are. I'm going to release them because it's basically trapped blood in the muscle that's causing the knot. And I don't put a lot of pressure because I'm not trying to squeeze it out. I'm just putting just enough pressure to get the body to naturally release that old dead blood out of the capillaries. Fresh blood comes in. The muscle has oxygen nutrients again, and it's not knotted up. It's a permanent fix until you do the same type of activities that causes new knots in the muscles, like what caused it in the first place, like looking down at your phone or having two screens on your computer and you're sitting between the two, so you're always looking most of the time at the right-hand screen. You're sitting with your head turned a little bit. If you watch a lot of TV, your favorite spot to sit in the living room, the TV's a little bit off to the right or a little off to the left. You're sitting for lots of time with your head just turned slightly, and that's enough to strain muscles. But again, come see me. I have 2 locations for your convenience in Peoria and in Phoenix. Peoria locations, that's about 94th Drive in Thunderbird, just off the 101 freeway. At Sonoran Life Solutions counseling offices. So I always have to tell people it does not say massage on the front door. It says Sonoran Life Solutions. And at Urban Wellness, right behind the Cocos, there on 7th Street between Thomas and McDowell. I only charge $50 per hour, half the price of the big chains that are just going to get you a Swedish massage from somebody that's fresh out of massage school. I've been studying the body for many years and I can fix you. That's why my website is I'llFixYou.com. It's not a suggestion, it's a statement. I can help. I do help. I only charge $50 because I'm underselling them because I don't have the big overhead, but I can really get you fixed up. And be back with us again next Sunday at 9 a.m., every Sunday at 9 a.m., and we'll be taking questions and callers, and we are going to help get everybody pain-free for this new year. Be healthy, be happy, and be pain-free. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.